First up, Catastrophic Necromancer. In a classic RPG-style world, Lin Moyu awakens as an ultra-rare necromancer, a class no one's ever seen before. While others struggle just to survive, he builds an undead army and focuses purely on leveling, grinding, and efficiency. Now this one leans heavily into genre tropes, yap talents, massive buffs, and skeletons melting everything in sight. But honestly, it's also the appeal. The story doesn't pretend to be deep, to pure power fantasy, and it commits to that. The art is clean, the progression is satisfying, and the MC is ruthless in the best way. No unnecessary emotions, no forced drama, just dungeon farming, and enemies getting crushed. If you want to brain off Necromancer Manhua with great visuals, this one does the job really well. Next is The Lone Necromancer, and this one's a fan favorite for a reason. When the world suddenly turns into a real-life RPG, everyone has to choose a class on the spot. The MC picks Necromancer, not knowing how brutal the new world is about to become. What makes this stand out is that the MC earns his strength. He's not broken from the start. He survives by making smart decisions under pressure, slowly building power while dealing with monsters and other humans. The pacing is fast, but not sloppy. The system actually feels thought out, and the characters grow naturally. The art style is also refreshingly different from typical fantasy manhwa. If you like grounded survival mixed with necromancy, this is an easy recommendation. Now this one's a bit wild. Maxed Strength Necromancer. The MC gets a Necromancer class, then ignores intelligence completely and dumps all his stats into strength. Instead of summoning undead, he just starts throwing hands. As ridiculous as it sounds, this series doesn't take itself too seriously. It's chaotic, over the top, and clearly made for fun. The logic isn't airtight, but the fights are entertaining, and the art is surprisingly solid. If you go in expecting realism, you'll be disappointed. But if you want a necromancer who punches gods instead of hiding behind summons, this one's a fun, unserious read. Next up, Strongest Evolutionary Necromancer. After clearing a game multiple times, the MC wakes up inside it as a weak side character destined to die. With limited time before his execution, he starts training necromancy, not just summoning, but evolving it. This is where the series shines. The necromancy system feels fresh, the progression is steady, and the MC's growth is actually satisfying to watch. It starts familiar, but once it settles in, it clearly takes its own path. The pacing is solid, the world building is decent, and while the art might take a chapter or two to get used to, it grows on you. Definitely one of the better modern takes on the necromancer genre. And finally, Necromancer Academy and the Genius Summoner, a legit hidden gem. The story follows Simon, a talented necromancer who enrolls in a necromancer-focused academy. Instead of going full power fantasy, the series takes its time developing characters, systems, and relationships. The MC is strong, but not perfect. He struggles, learns, and grows naturally. The pacing is slower, but it works in its favor. If you're tired of shallow necromancer stories and want something more character-driven with solid writing, this one is absolutely worth checking out. Next up, Kill the Hero, and yes, this one goes hard. After being betrayed and killed by the so-called hero of his own guild, Woojin gets sent back in time. But this time, he's not here to save the world, he's here for revenge. This is a modern-day dungeon break story with leveling systems. But what really makes it work is the focus. It's no romance, no side quests, just the MC methodically climbing the ranks and dismantling the man who killed him. The art is solid. The progression is clean, and the MC is calm, ruthless, and calculating. Best part? The story actually ends. No endless milking once his goal is complete, the manhwa wraps up. If you like revenge-driven necromancers with a clear finish line, this is an easy pick. Next is the Necromancer family's young heir. Leon von Marbus is forced to execute his own father and suddenly becomes the head of a declining necromancer house surrounded by enemies. To survive and restore his family's legacy, he forms a pact with the demon Marbus, the original source of their necromancy. This one leans into traditional necromancer themes in a satisfying way. The art is strong, the atmosphere is dark, and the focus stays on necromancy rather than random power dash-ups. Yes, the setup can feel familiar, but the execution is solid. If you enjoy noble families, demonic contracts, and classic dark fantasy vibes, this one's a good addition to your list. Now this one's a fun twist. Holy Emperor's grandson is a necromancer. The MC reincarnates into the body of a holy royal, except he's a necromancer. And somehow, his necromancy starts doing the opposite of what it should. Zombies become friendly, curses heal people, and chaos follows. The tone here is much lighter. It's funny, overpowered, and doesn't take itself too seriously. With a unique blend of holy magic and necromancy that you don't see often, it can get a bit messy later on. But if you want something fun, weird, and easy to read, this one's worth checking out. Next up, Idle Player returns as a god. The MC wakes up after millions of years of idle progression, stacked with absurd resources and power. The world enters a job-based apocalypse, basically enters the scene as a walking disaster. This one plays heavily into idle game logic. It's fast leveling, wild upgrades, and constant progression. It's chaotic, flashy, and very satisfying if you enjoy watching numbers go up. Not the deepest story out there, but it knows exactly what it wants to be. If you like OP MCs, constant evolution, and god tier flexing, this Manhwa delivers. And finally, Allmaster Necromancer. After being betrayed and killed by his guild, the MC reincarnates years later and begins climbing a massive 1,000-floor tower. This time with the ability to master every class. It's not just necromancy. The early art is rough, but it improves a lot. As the series goes on, the appeal here is pure genre satisfaction. Revenge, reincarnation, tower climbing, and overpowered growth. It's not flawless. But if you love classic Necromancer revenge stories and want a completed series you can binge, this one is definitely worth a try. Before we wrap up, here is honorary mention, solo leveling. Yeah, everyone knows it, but Sung Ginwoo is basically the gateway necromancer for a reason. Now I'm curious which Necromancer Manhwa is your favorite. Did I miss one you think deserved a spot on the list? Drop it in the comments, I'm always looking for new reads. And chances are someone else will find their next favorite there too. And if Necromancer content is your thing, leave a like and subscribe. More lists like this are on the way.